Imagine you're running late. You can't find your keys. Without even thinking, you say, "Where did I put them?" A few hours later, you're about to walk into an important meeting. You quietly whisper, "Okay, you've got this." Then later that night, you remember something embarrassing you said years ago, and suddenly hear, "Why did I say that?" Here's the strange part. Throughout that entire day, you've been having conversations with someone who's always with you, yourself. And while most people think talking to yourself is weird, it may actually be one of the most important things your brain does. Psychologists have spent decades studying self-talk, and what they discovered surprised a lot of people. Talking to yourself isn't unusual at all. In fact, most people do it every single day, often without even realizing it. But if talking to yourself is normal, then another question appears. If everyone does it, why do some people become calmer, while others become more anxious? The answer isn't whether you talk to yourself, it's how you talk to yourself. Imagine having a friend who follows you everywhere, from the moment you wake up until you fall asleep. Every mistake you make, they have something to say. Every success, they have something to say. That friend is your inner voice, and no one spends more time with it than you do. Psychologists have noticed something fascinating. Most people don't have completely different inner voices. They tend to fall into 3 common patterns. The first type is the inner coach. Some people have an inner voice that sounds like a good coach, not someone who tells them they're perfect, someone who says, "Take a breath. One step at a time. You've handled difficult things before." This kind of self-talk doesn't erase fear. It simply stops fear from taking over. That's why athletes, musicians, and public speakers often talk to themselves before performing. They know the conversation in their head influences the performance everyone else sees. But not everyone's inner voice sounds like a coach. For many people, it sounds more like a bully. That's why we call the second type the inner critic. You make one small mistake. Instantly, your brain says, "Nice job. You ruined everything. Why are you always like this?" Here's what's fascinating. Your brain doesn't hear those thoughts once. It hears them over and over again. Eventually, it stops treating them like opinions and starts treating them like reality. That's one reason negative self-talk is linked to higher anxiety and lower confidence. But here's something most people don't realize. Your inner critic isn't trying to destroy you. It's trying to protect you from embarrassment, from failure. So instead of saying, "I'm going to fail," try saying, "I'm nervous, but I can handle this." Notice the difference. You're not pretending everything is fine. You're simply giving your brain a more useful instruction. There's one more type of self-talk that most people never even notice. We call it the strategist. Imagine you're cooking. You quietly say, "Salt first, then the pasta." Or you're assembling furniture. "No, this piece goes here." Or you're looking for your keys. Kitchen, maybe the bedroom. You're not being weird. You're giving your working memory another tool. It's almost like your voice becomes a flashlight, guiding your brain toward what matters. So, the next time you catch yourself talking to yourself, don't ask, "Why am I doing this?" Ask something much more important. What kind of voice am I becoming? Because eventually, that voice becomes the one you believe. The one that decides whether you try or give up, whether you forgive yourself or keep punishing yourself. No one will talk to you more over the course of your life than you. So make sure the voice you're listening to is helping you become the person you want to be.